Okay. Testing 1, 2, Tom. Hey, is anyone out there? And anyway, hey, welcome to the Pokemon Learning League LiveStream. Anyway, for those that are just tuning in, what I'm about to do is the stream what I'm about to do, what I'm going to be streaming for you today, they are the various Pokemon Learning League lessons that have yet to be uploaded to YouTube. Well, anyway, let's go. Anyways, let's get this trainery rolling with the firm. Well, let's say we go get things going. With the there we are. That's more like it. Let's go.
What a beautiful day to visit Hoenn. The weather is perfect.
Pikachu, Pika!
Hey, look over there. So cool.
Cast form! Pika P!
I've seen that Pokemon once before. It's cast form.
Very good.
Whoa! It changed form!
Pika!
Let's check it out in the Pokedex.
Cast Form, the weather Pokemon. Cast Form can change with the weather and transform itself into appearances of sun, rain clouds, and snow clouds.
So it has 4 forms that change with the weather. And it changed form. That's weird. Is the weather changing?
Pikachu!
Huh? Was that a raindrop? But there's not a cloud in sight. Uh-oh. Did I just say that?
Yeah, Pika!
Ah! Where did it go? Come on, we gotta run for it. I wonder what happened to the cast form. It totally disappeared. I wish we could see it again. Oh, I also wish I knew when this rain's gonna let up. Then we could go find that cast form.
Pikachu!
Who wants to stand around waiting? Let's call Ciara. I bet she knows something about weather changes. Hi, Ciara.
Hey there, Ash. What's up?
It was a really nice day. We saw this cool Pokemon cast form that has something to do with the weather. But then all of a sudden it started pouring rain. I really want to see that cast form again, but who knows when this rain will let up?
That's weather for ya. Weather can be tricky because it's always changing. I like to find out which way it's going to go by checking the weather on a map. See, this is a weather map for the area where the Learning League lab is. I check it every day to see what the weather is going to be like.
You read all of that weather junk every day?
Junk? No way! It's pictures that tell me what the day will be like. And it only takes a minute. Once you learn how to read the symbols, you can figure out what's going to happen.
Yeah, but what does it all mean? How does weather happen?
First things first, the sun. When the sun's rays shine on Earth, some of them are absorbed into the Earth's surface. Some of the rays are absorbed by the atmosphere, the layer of gases that surround Earth. And some are reflected back into space. But the sun's energy heats the surface of the earth unevenly. Areas of land heat up faster than bodies of water, such as lakes and oceans.
Oh, is that why water can be too cold to swim in even when it's hot out?
Exactly. But that's not all the temperature differences can do. These uneven temperatures cause the air above Earth's surface to move. Cold air is heavier than warm air, so it sinks, and the lighter, warmer air rises up.
So, warm air is always higher, and cool air is always lower.
Yeah, but the air is constantly moving and causes changes in air pressure. That's the weight of the air in the atmosphere pressing down on Earth.
But air doesn't feel like it weighs anything.
Well, it may be light, but we're talking about a whole atmosphere here with humidity and everything.
Yeah, I guess there is a lot of air, and stuff in the air.
But it can be light enough to rise. And when air rises up, it leaves behind an area of lower pressure. That means the air is not pressing down so hard on Earth's surface.
Let me guess, an area of high pressure happens when air sinks back down, right?
Right on, because it presses down on the surface of the Earth. And you know, all that moving air is what causes winds.
Ah, that makes sense. What else?
Well, to really understand weather, you gotta know what's up with air masses. That's the key to temperature and humidity.
What's humidity?
Humidity is the amount of moisture in the air. When two air masses bump into each other, the weather changes.
Sorry about
The
that.
boundary between the air masses is called a front.
Like the front of a shirt?
Not exactly. It's more like being in the front lines, right up in the middle of the action.
Wow, what's that like? I want to report from the front lines.
Well, if a cold air mass approaches a warm air mass, then the front is called a cold front.
Hey, I've heard of that. A cold front usually brings cooler weather, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. It means bust out your sweaters. But when a warm air mass meets a cold air mass, that causes a warm front. That usually leaves behind warmer weather. That's when you'll need your bathing suit.
Pikachu!
What a beautiful day to visit Hoenn. The weather is perfect.
Pikachu, Pika!
Okay, so now that we all know what causes weather, it's easier to understand what's going on with those symbols on a weather map. Want to
Hang on,
practice?
so let's back that up for a moment.
Okay, so now that we all know what causes weather, it's easier to understand what's going on with those symbols on a weather map. Want to practice? Match each weather symbol to what you think it means. The sky will be clear.
All right!
There will be some clouds in the sunny sky.
All right!
A cloudy sky.
Awesome!
This number shows the temperature, how hot or cold the air is.
You got it!
High pressure system. Winds in a high pressure system blow in different directions. This usually means the weather will be fair.
Try again.
Oh, wait a minute.
Awesome!
Yeah.
Low
that
pressure
one's perfect.
system. The winds blow in the same
All right!
warm front. Temperature and humidity usually increase when a warm front moves in.
That would be this one.
All right!
Stationary front. This means that an air mass is stuck over an area.
You got it!
Rain. A steady rainfall.
Awesome!
Snow. A steady fall of snow.
Awesome!
Calm. No wind.
You got it.
High winds.
All right.
Light winds.
You got it. I see what you mean, Ciara. Those pictures can tell you a lot.
Right, so then I know what's coming. Why don't you practice your new weather skills by telling me what the weather here is going to be like? Here's the map. The star on the map is the Learning League lab.
Okay, now I'm gonna need your help. Click on the best answer to each question.
The high pressure area over the park means the weather will probably be...
Awesome!
The warm front and...
All right!
Didn't need to go any further.
The winds over the area will be...
Well, that's a move. Calm.
You got it!
The sky over the area will be...
All right!
Nice going. So it's going to be sunny here later today. That means I can work outside this afternoon. All right.
But it's still raining here, and I'm still not sure where I should go to find cast form.
Then you might as well try an even bigger challenge.
I'm up for it. Give us a bigger map. Can you help? Listen to the weather report. Then drag and drop the symbols onto the correct locations on the weather map.
A cold...
Hold up.
Listen to the weather report. Then drag and drop the symbols onto the correct locations on the weather map.
A cold front is moving into Cool City. Rain is behind the cold front in the waters east of Super Duper City. It will be sunny in Awesome Town. There will be light winds over Rad Island. A low-pressure system will bring stormy weather to Chill Town. A warm front is leaving the Peace Plateau. Drag and drop the symbols onto the correct locations on the weather map. A cold front is moving into Cool City.
All right!
Rain is behind the cold front in the waters east of Super Duper City.
You got it!
It will be sunny in Awesome Town.
Where did they get these names from?
You got it!
There will be light winds over Rad Island.
Well past.
Awesome!
A low-pressure system will bring stormy weather to Chill Town.
Awesome!
A warm front is leaving the Peace Plateau.
Awesome! All right! We did it!
You guys are the coolest.
Just slap a cool front symbol on me! Thanks a lot, Ciara. We're gonna see if we can find that cast form again.
Pika!
Good luck. Talk to you later.
Okay, Pikachu. So maybe if we can figure out what the weather will be like around here later, we can see cast form change again.
Pikachu!
Well, there are a bunch of clouds here, so we probably don't want to go that way. Or we could go this way and...
Cast form.
Yep. There we are. Alright. Ah, here we go. Let's move on. Now let us move on from science into the language arts and do some summarizing. And it always this time it is a lesson that hasn't been uploaded yet.
Piplup! I'm sorry, I'm almost done. I just always want to tell my mom everything that happens to me when we talk on the phone. Even though she says I don't need to share every detail, I want to tell her more about the time I met you. And she said nothing about putting it in a letter.
Being too boring.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit long. No! But my first few adventures as a new trainer were so great. I haven't told her everything. Piplup. Okay. I'll cut it back a little. But what should I take out? Piplup? I'll call Lex. Maybe he can help me with my letter.
Hiya, Dawn. What's going on?
Well, maybe a little too much, Lex. I'm writing my mom a letter to tell her more about all the stuff I've been doing, but I've used up almost all my stationery, and I don't even feel like I'm halfway done.
Whoa, you weren't kidding. That looks like a novel, not a letter.
But it's filled with good stories. I want to tell my mom everything I've done.
Really? How could your mom read everything you've done over several weeks? It would take her several weeks.
True. I mean, I've been writing this letter so long I can't feel my fingers.
I bet. Why don't you try to think of your story like you're an announcer at a sporting event? Talk about what's happening that's important.
The real action?
Yeah, focus on the action. We're looking for a summary of your experiences. Something that includes your key points and ideas without unnecessary or boring details.
But so far, nothing has been boring me.
Yeah, but doing it is different than hearing about it. You want your letter to feel as fast-paced as the things that happen to you.
It's been a whirlwind.
Think of your summary as a present. What happens when you get a gift?
I rip off the wrapping and open the box.
Exactly. You cut through the decoration and get straight to the present. And the way to rip open a summary is to lock it in.
Sounds like you need keys to lock up a summary.
Well, 4 key tips. But just like a present, in a summary, you start by losing all the unimportant details.
Like what?
Like stuff that has nothing to do with your main ideas. Tell me, what are the key points in your letter? What are the biggest things that happened to you so far?
Well, first I got Piplup. And I saw the legendary Mesprit.
Oh, cool.
Nice reference.
Then I met Pikachu and Ash.
Meeting our good friends makes for a good main idea.
And I had a good cheese sandwich for lunch that day, too.
Oh yeah? What happened to the sandwich?
I ate it. I got that all down in here. I guess that doesn't really make for a good story.
Right. And when you're summarizing, you want to only use main ideas. Just stay focused on the important stuff.
Well, how can I be sure something is important enough?
Ask yourself if it's part of the beginning, middle, or end of your story. If it is, you've got a main idea.
Sweet.
Yeah, sweet and complete.
Mine is the details that aren't important to my point, right?
Exactly. But there are some details that are important that make the story specific, like the names of places you visited and the people you're talking about. Using their names makes your summary specific.
Really?
Yeah, get the names straight. But the rest of your summary is about putting things in your own words.
I can do that. But practice makes perfect.
True. So let's practice.
I'm beginning to discover. I'm beginning to learn. It's not a good idea.
I'm going to tell you.
There we.
I'm going to tell you about some of the stuff I've done since I've officially become a trainer. Can you help me lock in my summaries? Well, to start, how about me leaving my house for the first time? I'd been waiting my whole life to begin my adventures as a Pokemon trainer, but nothing huge happened. I just said goodbye to my mom and set out on my way. Should I still mention how I started my journey?
Yes. Yes, you should.
All right. You want to keep your summary short and sweet, but also complete.
Great! There was the time when I saw a mysterious Pokemon rise from Lake Verity right after I met Piplup. Should I also mention that the way it glimmered reminded me of a shiny moonstone?
Again, what? To reiterate, that is a pretty neat reference.
All right. Moonstones might be awesome, but you're right. It's not an important part or main idea of her story.
Done.
Now what about when I caught Piplup as it fell from Ariados's web? That's how we met, but we weren't partners yet. Do you think that I should mention I picked Piplup to be my starter Pokemon back at Professor Rowan's lab?
Yep.
Yeah, that's an important part to the story to make sure it's complete.
Oh, and there was the time when I met Pikachu. I thought it was wild at first, but now I know it actually belongs to my new friend Ash. Do you think I should use Ash's name to be specific?
All right. When you write a summary, you should always be specific and use names and titles.
It was amazing winning my ribbon at the Florama contest. I was so proud. I also met a lot of cool trainers that day. I can't remember all of their names, but I never forget a face. Do you think I should also write about every trainer I saw?
Ooh, look at all those stock models. Yeah, it's so bland that that they look no different from the other extras. Oh, and no, you don't.
All right. No need to include everybody, especially when you can't remember their names and they weren't part of the story.
There was the time that Pikachu zapped my bike to dust. The bike gears were already kind of sticking, and the paint was chipped, so I probably would have had to get a new one soon anyway. Should I write how rickety my old bike was?
No.
All right. When you're writing a summary, you've got to lose the unimportant details.
Well, that's my story summarized, and I'm sticking to it. I think I'm ready to start editing down my letter.
It sure sounds like it, and you inspired me to write my mom a letter too.
You should. Thanks for all your help, Lex.
Anytime. See you later.
Bye-bye. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna need to cut this long letter into a short summary. It's the story of how I picked my first Pokemon, Piplup, so I tend to get a little wordy and sentimental. Piplup! Will you read this page and help me select the parts that I can delete in order to make my story into a neat summary? Awesome! Here are the first few lines of my story. Which sentence do you think I can delete? Click on it with the eraser. Good job! Okay, here are the next few sentences. I think we can cut this part in half. Which 3 lines do you think I should delete? Click on them with the eraser. Nice work! Great! All right!
Yeah, I'd say that looks good.
Great! Let's cut this section in half too. Can you delete 3 sentences by clicking on them with the eraser? Nice work. Nice work. Try again. Good job.
There we go.
Which sentence do you think I can cut here? Click on it with the eraser. All right.
There we are.
Okay, I think we can cut 2 more sentences. Click on the ones you think I should delete with the eraser. All right. Good job. I can't wait for you to meet Piplup in person. I love
Yep,
you,
it's
Mom.
working now.
No need to worry. Dawn. All right. I'm done with my letter. Piplup, Piplup. You know what? Look. Now that my summary is ready to go, so am I. Let's go make some more stories, Piplup. Piplup!
Well. Well, I'd say that went fairly well. Alright, excuse me 1 second. Alright, and I'm back.
I didn't say anything.
You're walking too loud.
Yeah, Heavyfoot.
We'll make a fortune selling these Pokemon supplies back to all those little twerps.
Look at all I've got.
That's not the way to carry that. Let me show you.
You're making a mess.
I've got some stuff. Oh, look out!
You're ruining everything. Someone's going to hear us. Just grab as much as you can and let's bolt.
Wow, what a disaster!
We're gonna have some unhappy customers. The superstore is due to open this afternoon. All of these boxes are filled with food and supplies by customer order number.
Funky.
We'll help.
Screen.
Pikachu!
Oh, thank you. I must go find out who did this.
Whoa, hold on. We can't just put boxes anywhere. They have to go up in order, or the superstore owner won't be able to find each customer's supplies.
Let's see. This one is number 215, and this is number 251. Uh-oh. These numbers are so alike. Which belongs in which spot? There are an awful lot of numbers here, and we need to work fast. Maybe Ada knows something that'll help.
Hey, what happened?
A mess happened, and all the customers are coming for their orders this afternoon.
We're trying to put everything back into place by number, but we don't want to make any mistakes on the confusing ones.
Like these.
I see what you mean. Let's take a closer look at that 215 order. Look at the 5, the digit farthest to the right. The 5 is in the ones place. A digit is any of the numerals 0 to 9. A digit shows the place value in a number.
Numbers have places?
Absolutely. And to get the orders back in the correct spaces quickly, we'll need to understand place value. Think about the numbers 0 through 9. If you were typing or writing them, how many spaces would you need for each number?
1.
Right. So those numbers are called ones. Each is one digit. But we often need to count higher than 9, so what happens next?
We get to 10.
Right. And that's a 2-digit number. 10 is a group of 10 ones. Look at these numbers. The digit to the left shows how many groups of 10 are in the number. The digit on the left is the tens place.
What about all the zeros?
Those zeros are in the ones place, meaning that there aren't any ones, or values less than 10, in those numbers. Now look at this.
There's a 10 and a 5.
Right. Now what if you put those together?
You'd have 15?
Absolutely. And we'd write it with 1 in the tens place and 5 in the ones place. 15 means one set of 10 plus 5 ones.
But there's a third place in our number.
That would be hundreds, right?
Right. 100 is really just 10 groups of 10. Let's look at your first number.
Let's see. There's 2 hundreds, 1 10, and 5 ones. So it's 200 plus 10 plus 5. That's 215.
Now look at the other number.
I see 2 hundreds, 5 tens, and 1 1. 200 plus 50 plus 1. It's 251.
Now you can compare them. In place value, the lowest value is the ones.
That's the digit farthest to the right.
Uh-huh. The greatest value is the digit farthest to the left. Place value gets greater as you move to the left. Compare your two numbers. Start with the digits farthest to the left. Which is greater?
They're both 2s.
Right. They're both equal. Now move right to the next digit.
There's a 1 and a 5. The 5 is bigger.
You've got it. The number with the 5 is greater.
But what about the ones place?
Tens are greater than ones. When you compare numbers, always start at the far left. Compare each place value. If both are equal, move another place to the right. If one is greater, then that number is the larger number.
So with these 2 boxes, the 2s in the hundreds place are equal. The 2s in the tens place are equal. But the 7 in the ones place here is greater than the 3 in the ones place there. So 227 is greater than 223?
Right. But sometimes you'll need to count higher than that. There are thousands, 10,000s, and even 100,000s. Just remember that the number with the greatest place value is the digit farthest to the left. Let's break this number down. Start at the far right.
The 8 is in the ones place. Then the 7 is in the tens place. And the 4 is in the hundreds place. Oh, What's after that?
Think of it this way. Each place is 10 times the number of the place to its right. Tens are 10 times ones. Hundreds are 10 times tens. Thousands are 10 times hundreds. 10,000s are 10 times thousands. And 100,000s are 10 times 10,000s.
So the 5 is in the thousands place?
Right.
And the 3 is in the 10,000s place.
And the 6 is in the 100,000s place.
So we'd say this number is 635,478.
Thanks, Ada. Now let's start to clean this place up. It looks like some digits have fallen off the number labels of the boxes. Help us.
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume that they really did dumb the characters down for the webs. I understood they needed to make it relatable both to the target audience, but they really didn't need to go that far.
It looks like some digits have fallen off the number labels of the boxes. Help us put the digits back into the right places. Click and drag the 8.
That's it. Ones are the smallest part of a number. Their place is always the farthest to the right.
Click and drag the 4 into the hundreds place.
Great work. 100 is 10 groups of 10. Hundreds are greater than tens and ones.
It's not that hard.
Click and drag the 3 into the thousands.
Awesome. 1,000 is greater than 100. The greatest place value in a number is always the place farthest to the left.
Now click and drag.
What do you call the place where you put the 9? Excellent. A 10 is one group of ones. It belongs to the left of the ones. Place values get greater as you move to the left.
Whew, look at this number label. Only a few digits have fallen off. Now let's try to get those back into place.
Super! 10,000 is 10 groups of 1,000. Place values get greater as you move to the left. 10,000 belongs next to 1,000.
Click and drag the 8 into the tens place.
That's right! Remember, tens are greater than ones. Tens belong to the left of the ones place.
Click and drag the 2 into the 100,000s place.
Fantastic! 100,000 is 10 groups of 10,000. That's a pretty big number, and the number with the greatest place value is always the number farthest to the left.
This number has no hundreds. Which of these answer choices would be best to show that there are no?
Absolutely. When there is no value for a place, we put a 0 in that place.
It looks like some digits have fallen off. I'm glad we got that cleaned up. Now let's look at this area. Uh-oh. These boxes have to go back up on these shelves. But the boxes on each shelf are in order from greatest to least.
Click on the boxes that have fallen to the ground. Drag them into the right places on the shelves. Remember, compare the numbers to find the right spots for each box. Look at place value to tell which numbers are greater than others. Click on the boxes that have fallen to the ground.
Awesome! All right. Nice work. All right. Awesome. Try again.
Oh.
Good job. All right. Nice work. Nice work. Great. Good job. Good job. Oh no! This label is all mixed up. Look at the correct number in words below the mixed-up number. Click and drag the digits into the right places. Good job!
That would have been embarrassing.
Look at this place now. It looks great. Thank you.
Now the store can open on time.
And now I'm exhausted. Let's go to the Pokemon Center to get some rest before the store opens.
Pika!
Oh, these boxes are so heavy. I can't take another step.
And how long
You
have you
shouldn't
three
have
of them
taken things you couldn't carry, you
been wandering
knucklehead.
about?
You said grab as much as you can.
Did I have to spell out that you'd also have to carry it? How? Oh no, look!
It's those twipes!
And Officer Jenny.
We gotta get out of here! Leave the stuff behind!
Look! Team Rocket!
Too late.
Save yourselves!
They must have taken all this from the store.
You three are under arrest.
We'll have to take a rain check!
Pikachu, Thunderbolt!
We're blasting
off
off again.
Good job, Pikachu. With another Team Rocket plan foiled, everything is definitely in place. Bingo!
We've been waiting for hours, but this trainer parade will be worth it.
We got great spots!
Even Piplup and Pikachu can see. Pikachu! Pika!
Hey, guys.
It's the twerps.
Excuse me, but Piplup and Pikachu can't see.
Do you hear something?
Only the sound of millions of people anticipating my debut in this parade.
I can't believe them.
No kidding. I'd never want to take someone's spot like that.
I know there aren't really rules you have to follow, but
But most people don't act like that.
maybe there's a secret to being cool.
Hey! That kid doesn't know it.
Ow! Or that one.
What about Quinn? Maybe he can tell us what's up.
Hey, everyone. Is that a parade I see?
Hi, Quinn. Yeah, it's a parade, but that's the problem. We can't see. These kids took our spot.
Oh, not cool.
Right? Shouldn't they know not to be rude like that? Are there secret rules or something, Quinn?
No secret, just a code. Anyone can use it. Being cool is easy when you've cracked that code.
How's it work?
The code has 3 R's. The first is responsibility. You've got to realize that the wrong and right ways you act affect others.
How can you know if something that's good for you is bad for other people?
Just ask yourself, what if everyone else did it? What would happen?
You mean like what's happening over there?
So, like I was saying...
I already told you, the parade was going to destroy this and then...
Now, that's why we never see anime
Right.
characters
What if
with their
everyone
eating
talked with their mouths full?
We wouldn't be able to understand each other.
Yep, and it doesn't look so great either. And what if everyone cut in front of
Glad
each
they
other?
acknowledged it.
No one could see the parade.
Right. By thinking about what would happen if everyone did something, you can make the right decision about how you're gonna act.
What's another R in the code?
Respect. Respect keeps life fun, because others will want to be around you more. One way you can show respect for your friends is by taking turns and sharing.
You mean like that? Doesn't really look like respect to me.
It's so hot. Let me have that water bottle just for a minute.
Sometimes you gotta use polite words to show respect.
Like please, right? That's what the kid should be saying.
And he should say thank you when his friend shares with him.
And use excuse me when you're trying to get through a crowd or you need to say something.
Excuse me.
I guess polite words can sound mean too.
Your tone of voice is important. Keep your voice as friendly and polite as your words.
Is there more to showing respect than words?
You can also communicate through the way you sit, stand, and act. That's called body language.
Oh, I know. That's like not turning away when someone's talking to you.
Exactly. You can send the right message by moving aside for others, not turning away when they're speaking or not crossing your arms. And you can lend a hand when people need help.
If everyone did all that, this parade would be even more fun.
Fun is what the code is all about. The last R is right on. Showing responsibility and respecting others makes you fun to be around, and it makes you feel good too.
There's an empty spot by those trainers.
Let's ask if we can join him. Thanks, Quinn.
We're gonna get a great view, Piplup. Piplup!
There's a lot to see at a parade. Why? There's a lot to see at a parade. Watch each situation and show us what you learned about the 3 R's. With every correct answer, the balloon on that float over there will get ready to go. Ready? Let's do it.
I've heard the twerps talking about a secret code.
It must be a code that'll help me get past security and onto a float.
And you know what that means?
They were pretty far,
While everyone's busy looking at lovely me, you two can swipe us some lovely Pokemon.
I better take a good look at the scene. There's gotta be some clues around here. Give me those binoculars, Jesse.
Good job. Using a polite word like please would really show respect for others.
Jesse, your drink is leaking all over me. I'm getting sticky.
Maybe you shouldn't stand under my drink, then.
I gotta stand here. There isn't any more room.
Here, Meowth. Use this umbrella.
Thanks.
Great. The right tone of voice can make a big difference. Using a polite word in a nice tone makes everyone feel good.
Yep.
This camera is so versatile. It brings out my beautiful side.
That was awesome. When you take turns, no one's left out.
Need to watch all of them.
If Jessie takes turns, then she'll be making the 3rd R possible. Right on. What does right on mean? Great. That's exactly what right on means. Using the code is always a cool thing to do.
We've got to figure out a way to get on that float.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking.
Great. Body language is a part of the code that helps us show respect for others. It's all about responsibility. Which of these questions should Jessie ask herself? All right. That's a great question to ask. It'd help Jessie see how important it is to watch her body language. There's a lot to see at a parade.
For some reason, then the balloon is already inflated. Has already been inflamed, so I don't need to play it. Wait through this again.
It looks like the parade's about to begin. Will you help us get those floats going? First, click on the part of each situation where the 3 R's need to be used and click check. Then, come up with a better solution. Keeping cool will keep this parade moving. Manuel's teacher is trying to speak to him about the upcoming science fair. Manuel's interested in learning about how to enter, but he gets distracted by a new poster in the classroom and turns his back to the teacher in order to get a better look. Click on the part of the situation where one of the 3 R's should be used. Then click check. Great! How can Manuel best use the code in this situation?
Awesome! Alicia's having a great time at a theme park with some friends, but she got separated from them in a crowd. She doesn't want them to worry about her, so she tries to get through the crowd as quickly as possible, not saying anything as she moves through the crowd.
Click on the part of the situation where one of the 3... Great!
Yeah, I made this mistake before.
How can Alicia best use the code in this situation? You got it!
Anna's brother Sanjay is helping her study for a test. She appreciates his help, but she's also frustrated because she's not learning as fast as she'd like. When Sanjay's finished helping her, she says thank you very quickly and without much enthusiasm because she's still focused on the test.
You got it!
How can Anna best use the code in this situation?
You got it! Maddie and Olivia need to practice batting for their baseball game this weekend. Olivia practices first, and when Maddie suggests that they switch, Olivia insists that she needs more time. Maddie continues pitching to Olivia, and she doesn't get the practice time she needs.
Click on the part of the situation where one of the 3 R's should be used. Then click check. Try again.
Awesome! How can Olivia best use the code in this situation? You got it!
I'd like to thank all of you for coming out today for the parade! And now we need to find a very special guest to ride on the final float as the crowned trainer!
A special guest! He must be talking about me! That must be the code!
I don't think he can see how special you are from here.
Well, I'll just make him see!
Ouch! Are you okay?
Yeah, thanks!
You look like a special trainer.
You mean me?
Looks like you know how to keep things fun for everyone. Come on up!
Let's go, Piplup!
I don't get it. Why does she get to be on the float?
It must be some sort of sneaky plot.
Nothing sneaky about it. It's all in the code.
Can you tell me, please?
You just used part of it.
I did? But I did! How'd I do that anyway?
Up you go!
Hey, well, that was certainly a lot of fun. Well, that was fun and all, but I've picked up why it's not. Sorry, I can't find my train of thought. Well, that was enjoyable, but I'm starting to see why it's not a good idea to play these games. Well, let me start that from the top. Well, that was another enjoyable lesson. But I think I'm gonna stop here for today. I know in the community tab I said I would do 2 hours, but it's becoming too cumbersome to continuously set up each lesson after each segment. So I hope to the one person that tuned in, then I hope you enjoyed the stream. Well, time. Oh. Actually, forget about ending the stream now. I'm gonna do one more lesson. No, I know just the lesson to end the stream on.
What time is the contest? How far away are we? Will we make it on time? Do you know where we're going?
The contest doesn't start for hours. We're not far. We're going to make it with plenty of time. And yeah, I know where we're going.
All right. I guess I'm just nervous. Are you sure we have enough time? It's getting kind of dark.
That's not dark like night dark. It's just dark from that big cloud over there.
Oh, do you think it's going to rain?
Yeah. Come on.
Look, a cave.
Let's go.
I'm cold.
Yeah, that happens when rain pours down all over you.
Pikachu.
I know, and I'm hungry too.
Oh, this is just awful. Even if it does stop raining and we make it to the contest, we're going to get there all cold and wet and tired and hungry. I won't have a chance.
Well, what can we do? I mean, there's no electricity here for light or heat. We can't start a fire because we don't have any matches. And, hey, I just remembered. Brock packed some food for us before we left.
Oh, great.
Ooh,
cold soup.
Face.
Maybe there's some trick for cooking it. Hey, maybe Kiara has some ideas.
Hi. Uh-oh. What's wrong?
We got caught in the rain.
I see.
And we're cold and wet and hungry.
And we don't have any electricity, or batteries, or matches, or power, or anything.
Hey, you don't need all that stuff. There's energy all around you.
I don't see any energy.
Trust me, it's there. All the energy you need in the world is out there. You can't create energy. You can't destroy it. But you can transform it so it can do all kinds of things for you.
Okay, if there's energy all around, where can we find it?
Well, there's energy in you.
Where? How?
When you eat, your body turns the food into energy and stores it. When you run or jump or do any kind of action, the energy to help you do that comes from some of the energy stored in your body. That's stored energy transformed into motion energy.
I guess that's why I don't feel like doing that kind of action. Because I don't have that much stored up energy?
That's right. Don't worry, we'll solve that problem. Energy from motion can turn into other kinds of energy. If something moves fast enough, it can produce heat. If you take a material that burns easily, like wood and sticks, and rub them together fast enough, the motion will turn into heat energy. When the heat gets hot enough, the wood will catch fire. Then you'll have heat from the fire.
That seems like a lot of work.
It does, but it'll keep you warm. Of course, that's why people invented things that are powered by electricity or batteries. Energy is stored in the electrical system or battery. Then, when a machine is turned on, the stored energy is transformed into something else, such as heat or light or even sound. Light bulbs capture the glow that comes from electric waves. Energy can also change the state of objects. You can melt some types of foods. If you boil liquids long enough, the water will turn into steam.
So energy really is everywhere. We just have to figure out how to use it.
That's right. Why don't we find some different forms of energy? Look at the room. Where is the energy?
Thanks, Ciara. We're going to work.
Sorry. Apparently that's what I...
Look at the room. Where is the energy? Click on objects to see how the energy that's out there is transformed. You have 6 objects to find.
Alright.
What is energy transformed into here? Click on the answer. Great job! When the oven is turned on, the power from the electricity is transformed into heat. The heat bakes the pie. Heat transforms all parts of the pie. It melts the butter in the crust. It softens the fruit inside the pie. Wow, that smells good. What is energy transformed into here? Click on the answer. Awesome! When the stove is turned on, the water boils and gets so hot it turns into steam. The force of a blast of steam can be used to turn wheels, blades, and pistons that power engines. The steam from the hot water makes the kettle whistle. What is the energy from the steam transformed into to make the whistle? Super! The energy from the steam is transformed into vibrations that disturb the air. What is energy transformed into here? Click on the answer. Great! The lamp is powered by electricity. When it is turned on, the electricity is transformed into light. What is energy transformed into here? Click on the answer. Excellent! The flashlight has batteries in it. When the flashlight is turned on, the energy in the batteries is transformed into light. What is energy transformed into here? Click on the answer. Super! Power such as electricity or batteries gives the pendulum of the clock the energy to swing. The motion of the pendulum moves the hands of the clock. Motion energy makes the clock work. What is energy transformed into here? Click on the answer. You've got it! The fan is powered by electricity. When the fan is turned on, the energy from the electricity is transformed into motion energy that turns the blades. The turning blades move the air and help cool it.
Thanks, Ciara. We're going to work some energy to get this food cooked.
I'm sure it will turn out great. What would you do? Let's get started. Find the pile of sticks. What kind of energy do you need to bring them to the center of the cave? Click and drag the right kind of energy icon onto the sticks.
You got it!
To start the fire, let's rub the sticks together. What kind of energy do you need to rub the sticks together? Click and drag the right kind of energy icon onto the sticks.
You got it!
What kind of energy has the rubbing of the sticks been transformed into? Click and drag the right kind of energy icon onto the sticks.
You got it!
Look at the candle. Click and drag it into the fire to light it. Then put it into the lamp. What kind of energy is being used by the candle in the lamp? Click and drag the right kind of energy icon onto the lamp.
Good job.
Look at the can of soup. Click and drag it to pour it into the pan. What kind of energy do you need to cook the soup? Click and drag the right kind of energy icon onto the pot.
Awesome.
Dinner's ready. Let's let everyone know. What was my energy transformed into? Click and drag the right kind of energy icon onto my picture.
Good job. We did it! We have light, it's warm in here, and we have food. And I think I have some spoons. Or I thought I did. Where are they?
Hey, do you know what I'm gonna do with the energy I have stored inside me?
What?
Eat!
Hey. I must admit, that was another very enjoyable one. That was another very enjoyable lesson. Apologies for me being redundant. Well, I think it's about time to wrap it up here. Well, thank you for Jude. It may not have been a big turn, no, but I'm actually glad I did them, because I hope now more people get to see more of what the Learning League did. Well, see you all later.